Good.
That's what's up.
All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Brittine'y with Beyond the Pulpit again. Listen, we are on episode 3, and I am so excited to have with me here the Toya Forbes. I'm so excited that she is here with me as my guest interviewer.
Yes.
And she's done a dope job. Listen, if y'all were not tuned in on the 5th
first,
or the 15th,
come on now.
listen, y'all need to go back and rewatch those. We kind of went a little deep, just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, right? On a little bit of who I am.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to pick up where we left off. We just gonna dive in.
Let's jump in.
We were talking about we have coming up. Actually, we have quite a few things coming up.
We do got a lot of things.
Get those out the way
Exactly.
real quick. Like,
So
April the 5th, we will not be going live for the podcast. So I know that we're on a schedule on the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th, and we did it like that on purpose. But we are actually going to be in person with Beyond the Pulpit. Let's Talk Healing right here in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area.
Yes.
And guess what?
Listen.
We got food.
Baby, listen.
It's going to be free, and we got food.
Listen, a brunch. And I heard that your mama cooking. Baby. Y'all in for a treat. Don't play with me right now.
Listen, my mother... Hold on, I got to hold the mic like this.
She's like,
My mother is coming in.
Come on.
From Arkansas.
Baby, Arkansas,
and
y'all.
She's coming to cook the brunch. And listen, I'm really big on catering. Everybody say I'm real bougie with that. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
all right.
With
that's
being
all right.
bougie with certain things. But my mama throws down.
Listen.
And she's catered all of our events.
Yep.
So she's going to come in and actually cater this event. So we're going to have brunch.
Yes.
We're also doing a book signing.
Yes, because you have a book that's coming out. I love it.
I didn't know we were talking about that this time.
We talking about that. We talking about all the things. So you guys got to come. We're about to talk about the book on this episode. But I'm telling you, this is going to be phenomenal. We've been talking about healing. We've been talking about her journey of healing.
Oh, my gosh.
She has phenomenal panel
Yes.
of leaders that you guys know and love in the community that's going to be there on her panel for Let's Talk.
Yes.
Let's Talk Healing.
Let's Talk Healing. Sis, is that they're not just ministry leaders. These are community leaders.
That's correct.
We have community leaders coming from the Hispanic community.
Yes.
We have leaders that are leading well within community rights.
That's right.
Also as entrepreneurs
that
and
is
business
correct.
owners and everything. So when we talk about Beyond the Pulpit, Let's Talk Healing, we're not just talking about the church.
We not.
We are talking about all faith-based leaders from all over, whether
That's
you
right.
are a leader in your home.
That's right.
You're a leader in business. You're a leader in any of the 7 areas of influence.
That's right.
Or you're a leader in the church. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If God has called you to even be a parent, you're leading someone.
You're
you are
leading. You're
leading
leading.
in
You're leading.
that capacity. And what we're doing is we're taking Beyond the Pulpit, which is a safe place for everyone.
That's right.
To get kingdom solutions, but have raw, candid conversation
That's
about
right.
what really happens in a believer's life and how to deal with it. But we're taking that and we're bringing it live to a live audience.
Yeah.
Brunch style.
With
a book signing.
With a book signing.
All in one.
All in one. So you guys need to be, if you are in the Tulsa and surrounding areas, it's going to be Saturday, April 5th at noon.
Absolutely.
So you need to be there.
On time. Because I start on time.
She going to start on time.
I'm not on, black people time.
Right.
I start on time.
That's right.
So if we need to say 11:30, so then you're there on time.
That we're going to tell you 11:30.
We're just going to tell you 11:30.
We're going to trick you to get you there. Come on now.
On time.
On
time.
time.
Gonna be on time
we don't
for
want
real.
to trick you, but we just want to help you with your time management.
Absolutely. See,
So,
there's healing in time management.
There's healing in time management. You need healing in that area. But I'm telling you, you guys want to be there. This is going to be an opportunity for you to meet Miss Brittine'y in person.
Absolutely.
To talk to her, to get her book.
Yes.
You want to get the book if you come, and she'll sign it. And have a
Absolutely.
conversation with you, right?
Absolutely.
So you want to be there. We got people that's coming on the panel, other leaders from the community that's going to be here that are leaders in our community. They're CEOs. They're doing all kind of things in their own right, but they're leaders. And they're going to tell you their story and different things that they went through and how, they had to walk out healing. And your girl will
Absolutely.
be there. I'll be the host,
Yes.
the MC host for that event. So I'm telling you, you want to be there. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yes.
It's going to be phenomenal. So let's talk about, since we didn't already told y'all about that. And yeah, it's going to be
Let's get
downtown.
into it. Yes,
In the
at
Pocahontas room, Central Library.
Tulsa Library.
Central Library.
Yes.
All right. So we want you to be there. But we're talking about this book.
Yes.
Okay. So tell
Ooh,
us the name of this book
Jesus.
that you guys are going to be coming to buy. Come on.
Yes.
And to have her sign it.
So this book is not like any other book I've written. So I've written a few books.
Yes.
But this one is 30 Days of Prayer and Healing.
Ooh.
And it's not your traditional, let's just come on and read a beautiful book on healing.
Yeah.
It's a devotional.
I love it.
But we dive deep in the devotional. I break down what is healing, what God requires for there to be healing. I take you literally on a 30-day journey of healing from a large array of different topics, whether it's healing from in hope and joy and relationships, healing with your relationship with God.
That's it.
There's a variety of different topics in there, but it takes you through 30 days. Every single day you doing another topic of healing.
I love this.
And a lot of people always say, well, I can't relate to that topic, or I can't relate to this. I guarantee you, as you go through each day, you're going to be able to find yourself able to relate with every topic in that book.
That's right.
And what I love about the book and the way that God led me to write the book is at the end of each chapter, the devotional part, there's actually real questions in there that challenges you to really go deep within yourself to make sure that you are healing properly.
Yeah.
And it's going to cause you to really, in order to answer those questions, it's going to cause you to dig deep and to really pray and seek God.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I love the way God has instructed me to write, because I not only give you the topic, but I'm giving you the Hebraic, the Greek, and the Latin definition of the topics and the words. So you're getting the prayer, the affirmation, but you're also getting a good lesson in that you can actually study with your Bible and really go deep and actually get it rooted in you.
Well, I mean, it's almost to kind of what you're doing with Behind the Pulpit.
Yeah.
You saying real life and solutions. You're giving,
Absolutely.
We're not going to just talk to you about healing and her journey of healing and not provide you with a solution of healing. I mean, that's dope, sis.
Absolutely.
Like, you are invested. I feel like if you was to preach a topic, this is your topic.
My testimony is the topic.
Yeah, see?
My life is a solution to someone else.
Yeah.
Through God.
Yeah.
Of course.
I feel like you're all things of healing, because that's been your journey for you to write this book.
Yeah.
To be able to give people, like, we're not going to be on here and talk to you about what we went through and how we overcome and we've been delivered, and she's giving you a solution.
Absolutely. And I think
of
that's
how
important.
to walk it out. Yeah.
I think that's important, because a lot of times we go to conferences, we go to workshops,
we're
at connect groups and all these things. And as many times as we hear testimony, growing up, we hear testimony service and all these things. But what was the solution? How did you really get through suicide? How did you really get through divorce? How did you really get through abuse or trauma? More so than just, oh, God's been good to me and God brought me out and I prayed and God heard my cry.
Yeah.
And that's great, because that's a part of it.
That's right.
But what was your step by step? What prayers did you pray that God responded on? Responded to? And
that's
then
right.
What was that time frame? We know that process is different for everybody.
That's right.
But if you can give me a transparent look at how God healed you and give me some possible answers to some questions that I may have, it may make coping through that process a little bit easier for me to handle. That
is it. Listen, we're talking about what she does, and this is part of what she does. Now, the brunch, the Behind the Pulpit, Let's Talk Healing brunch and book signing is also a segue into what you're doing in June. Let's talk about what's happening in June, which is my birthday month.
Oh, my gosh. Listen, and it's going to be a beautiful birthday gift.
Listen. Hallelujah.
Yes. So in June, every year,
that's it,
I host Heal the Leaders Movement.
Come on.
So now the first year we hosted it in Dallas, Texas, which was bananas. It was such
That
a
was the first one,
beautiful
right?
start.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a beautiful start. And when I tell you that conference wasn't even about the people, God wrecked me.
Jesus.
When I tell you the healing and deliverance that I needed, the last bit, whatever,
Wow.
I got to the
Yeah.
point where I couldn't even preach the night service.
Wow.
Because when I tell you there was an overflow from the day sessions that we were laid out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they got me on video. That was so bogus. they so bogus.
Listen, the production team gonna get you, ain't they? Y'all need to quit doing that.
Listen, get the camera out my face.
Listen.
But no, for real, I'm actually glad that they did because it was generational healing. My mom was there, and then my baby girl.
Wow.
And a lot of people didn't know that if you knew the testimony in that, I was afraid to have a daughter because I didn't want our relationship like me and my mother's.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a testimony in itself. So for me, the first conference was everything. It was my safe place.
That was that was for you then.
For me.
Yeah.
Year 2, we had the ability to actually host it here in the Tulsa.
So I came to year 2.
You came to year 2.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Listen.
Talk about it just a little bit.
Okay. First of all, okay. This is how I knew you before then, but I really got to know you from that. And shout out to Ignite Church Tulsa.
Absolutely.
That's the church we go to with AK, Apostle Katria.
Sniper.
Listen, she allowed you to have the conference, the movement, at the church.
Yes.
And so, y'all, I just came out of a crazy season from teaching and education for 3 years. Yeah. It was a lot going on. I was retiring. I needed to be healed in some things to be able to launch out to even do some of the things I'm doing even in this season now. I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to come to the conference because I was going to be out of town in Florida 2 weeks. And so it was like I went 1 week, came back, and then went another week. So I wasn't for sure if the time frame was going to work, if I'd get back in time. So happened, I got back in time.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. Nothing but God. I was able to pay my registration. I think at that time it was $100.
Yep.
I paid $100 to be able to come to it. And I was super excited. I was so drawn to it. Someone had posted it and I seen it because at the time I was going to another church and kind of doing different things. And then I seen your post again and I felt so drawn to it. I'm like, Lord, I want to come, but I don't know if it's going to work out, the time frame, but it worked out. I came. And when I tell you, I'm being 100. I'm not even trying to hype it up or none of that. My life has been forever changed due to that conference, Heal the Leaders Conference. From that conference, me and my husband end up transitioning, I want to say in January, and we made Ignite Church Tulsa our home officially in August. But being connected to you and to Apostle and to the people that were even a part of Heal the Leaders movement, Apostle Radico Roberts and his beautiful wife,
my big brother and sister,
out of Dallas, Texas, and just being connected. You had some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't wait for this year.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm used to seeing us do a lot of ministry, meaning women.
Yeah.
You had a lot of men.
Oh yeah.
You had a lot of men, apostles, men, pastors, prophets, all the things. And you had women too. Yeah. It was beautiful, like balance, but I don't think I've been to a conference in a long time where I've seen a lot of men preaching. I mean, you had about 4 men, if I'm not mistaken. Or 4 or 5.
Quite a bit.
It was, y'all, it was powerful. And I feel like this is not a woman's thing.
No,
like Heal the Leaders.
I'm so glad you said
it's not
that.
a women's ministry.
Yes.
It is a leaders ministry. Yeah. Leaders are men and women.
Yes.
Right? So she had a lot of men there at the Heal the Leaders movement. She had a lot of men speakers.
Yes.
It was crazy. It was bananas.
It was bananas. It was.
God met me there and I got a lot of healing to even do what I'm doing right now. Even be here with you today. Right? I don't think I will be here without being able to experience that conference and being a part of Ignite Church Tulsa in the last 6 months of my life.
Wow.
Being, I've truly transitioned from June up until where we at now. And what you have is so needed.
Yeah.
for leaders. And I'm glad that we talked about it even on the second episode. This is not for just church. We're not talking about church
Absolutely
leaders.
not. Yeah.
I am a business owner. Yes, I'm a minister, but I'm a business owner.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people there were business owners.
We
You
had a lot.
had a lot of people that were realtors. You had a lot of people that were, from different walks. Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you had a lot of educational people,
Yep.
people in the education field, Mountain. So it's for all leaders, and it's for men and women. So, this is something that you guys, she's doing kind of a open up for, April 5th for the brunch and, Let's Talk Healing and all that. But you got to come to this conference in June. You are not going to be disappointed. If you are a leader in the surrounding area, or even wherever you at, fly in for that weekend and come. I'm telling you, it's going to be life-changing.
Yeah.
This woman, as you heard in the first couple episodes, walk out her own healing.
Yes.
You walked out your own healing, sis, of a lot of things, and we didn't even go all the way deep.
Oh no.
Right? But you got enough to where we can understand and feel like we've been there, and a lot of us are still there.
Yep.
And so to be able to have this podcast, to write this book, to open up, Let's Talk Healing with a panel and a brunch and a book signing, and to have a conference like this is just who you are.
Yeah. And what he's doing is and this is the way that the Lord gave it to me.
Yeah.
Is God answering prayers with a physical location to where people don't have an excuse anymore not to heal.
That's good.
We have cried out so long. And let me just put this plug out there. Heal the Leaders movement made history when we launched. Never in the history, and when I say history, I don't know about overseas or globally, but I do know this will be a global movement.
That's right.
But for the U.S. history, we have never had a healing and deliverance movement for leaders.
Wow.
There has always been pastoral conferences. There has always been youth conferences.
Yes.
We had Pastor Mark Moore, shout out to him, with the Young Leaders Conference, which was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We had that.
Yep.
But there has never been, we always have like maybe a small revival of a prophetic revival, a healing revival, or a deliverance revival. But there's never been
But it's not targeted to leaders, though.
No, there's never been a movement.
Yes.
For leaders to have a safe place and experience healing and deliverance like never before.
Yeah.
And what I love about the way that God has instructed me, he's instructed me to keep it intimate.
Yes.
So we don't do cell phone recordings.
Yeah.
You can audio record, but the whole point of it is to provide a safe place for leaders. And again, this is not a women's movement. This is not a men's movement. This is not a church movement. This is a healing for the nation, deliverance for the nation. This is a global thing to where leaders from around the world will come and are coming to experience healing and deliverance in whatever location that we are hosting the event at that time. And it's not a women's thing. And a lot of people, I say, well, you're a woman, so this got to be a woman's ministry. I'm sorry. Yeah. I am not that woman in ministry. I'm not called to only women. I am called very much so to leaders. I am a equipper of leaders. I'm a trainer of leaders. I raise up leaders and send them out. That's part of who I am. Yeah. But Heal the Leaders movement is so much more.
It is.
It's so much more.
It's powerful. And it's a testament. And here's the thing, how can you do Heal the Leaders movement as far as being a leader? Because you're not just a leader in ministry. No. You are a leader in the marketplace. Listen, so obviously, we know she has her book coming out. We know that. But she also is a teacher, a professor. I was a student in her class.
Yeah, you telling all my business.
I'm telling all the business. I was a student in her class. Yes. At Ignite
Bible Institute.
Bible Institute.
Yeah, so be on the lookout. Register. We teach all things Bible, all things kingdom, hermeneutics, homiletics, prophetic foundations, everything.
What class did you teach, ma'am?
So I actually spearhead the marketplace ministry within Ignite Church, Tulsa, but also the business and marketplace ministry side of things as far as the Bible Institute.
Yes.
So with that, I create, not only teach, but I
Yep.
also create the curriculum.
Yeah, because the book that we purchased that we needed to buy for her class
For the
was a book
curriculum.
that she wrote, her curriculum.
Absolutely.
It was a book and a workbook that went together.
Yes,
Yeah.
that actually has to get approved. So we actually take it up through the ranks, not
Yep.
just via Apostle, but she has professional,
Yep.
colleagues that are in, college professors and things like
Yeah.
that actually go through and check everything out. But,
Exactly.
this is college level.
It was college
doctorate
level.
level.
Baby, I didn't know what I
curriculum.
was signing up for, but
Yeah, I think
listen,
I had to call
almost-
you too many times. Get back to class.
girl,
Don't quit.
I almost
Listen.
quit. I said, I didn't, baby, it was next level, but I'm telling you, I learned so much
Yeah,
in what you taught, doing business God's way.
yeah,
And so she's teaching you how to do business
yes,
as an entrepreneur,
yeah,
as a believer, right?
Yes.
So she's not coming to you from Heal the Leaders. I'm only from the ministry side.
yes,
She's coming from the business side.
yeah.
She also has a seasoning out that let me tell you something. Listen, Brit Seasoning, let me tell you what I did. She got soul seasoning that I got. Why do I put this seasoning? I eat popcorn almost every night. I love popcorn, y'all. And I'm trying to be healthy. But I have a microwave popcorn because I need to buy a popcorn cooker, but whatever. I got a microwave popcorn, and I literally put your seasoning, baby. I load that soul seasoning, Brit soul seasoning on my
Yes.
popcorn almost every other night.
I keep hearing that.
And that is so bomb. Y'all.
Listen, I appreciate it. So that's funny because a lot of people, there's a few people at the church that buy the Angel Sweet.
Ooh, okay. I got to get that one in.
It has a brown sugar base. And they put that all over their popcorn to the point where I've seen them bring it to church and be licking. I said, what are you doing?
So, and listen, and if you're in a Tulsa area, her seasoning is an Oasis.
It is actually
Grocery
Oasis
store.
Fresh Market.
Yep.
So, and that's North Tulsa.
North
right?
Tulsa, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and the thing about the seasoning, that was a God thing too, because
Yeah.
I love to cook, and anybody that knows me, I'm such a creative. Everything is an art to me. So cooking, the way I have to cook it, the plating, everything, it has to be super extra. I'm extra. Just call me extra. I'm very extra.
Yeah, and that's all right.
And that's okay.
That's
right?
it. We love it. We love it.
Listen, but the seasonings came about just from me playing with seasonings and just trying new recipes and cooking. And people start asking about, hey, where'd you get that? And I'm like, oh, I just made it. And it went from a hobby to end up being a product. And it went from one product to 3 products in 1 year.
And being a business, y'all.
Yes. So Brit Soul Seasoning is a whole business. We have 3 sauces. We have a hot sauce, a barbecue sauce, and a wing sauce.
Ooh.
So it's like a honey buffalo.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I got the hot sauce. That's good.
Yes.
I got
you got the hot sauce?
I got the hot sauce and I got the
Okay.
Brit Soul seasoning.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah.
So we got 3 different flavor seasonings. And guess what? The beauty about it is they're all salt free. So they're keto friendly,
Come on
vegan
now.
friendly,
That's
all
healthy.
of that. So for
That's
our
it.
community, it gives you the flavor that you want, but without
Yes.
the salt.
That is so dope.
I love that.
Yeah.
So yes, go check out soulseasoning.org and get your seasonings. Check it out on YouTube, Instagram, all those things. So yes. I have the seasonings and all that.
Yes.
And you know, a beautiful part of the conference is that I literally bring out all parts of me with the conference. So even though it's God's assignment, God's vision, He's allowed me to be a little creative with it. So in the middle of the conference, on the Saturday of the conference, every year we do this. We have a marketplace brunch.
Yes.
Or business mixer.
Yep.
In the middle of the conference. So while you're getting your spiritual healing, mental, emotional, physical, you're also able to network with other faith-based business owners.
That's correct.
Like yourself. And we also have the Leadership Impact Award. That's a part of the marketplace business brunch. We have business speakers that come in.
Well, you're really good at that anyway. Even me being her student. Mm-hmm. I got an A in the class, by the way. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
She did.
Me, come on, because, baby, I'll work for that A, baby. Jesus, help me.
That final.
Oh, my Lord.
That final.
Baby, listen, I'm telling you, this woman is amazing. Even in the class, we took 2 field trips.
We did, because I'm a hands-on. I believe in
And
educating everybody.
I love that because, obviously the work was college level.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you are studying and preparing and going over
all the research, everything.
all the things. And so it was such a breather for her to give us, now let's see what this looks like applied.
Absolutely.
So we had to go to a networking mixer here in the city of Tulsa, which was huge. It was absolutely beautiful.
And a pitch night.
And so, so she's giving you the practical part of business.
Yes.
It's not spiritual. We wasn't being super spiritual, talking about Jesus, this, and praying. No, go talk about your business.
Yep.
Go up to someone and introduce yourself.
Yep.
Let's go to this pitch night and watch how people are actually pitching their ideas and getting and winning and getting $25,000 for their company, right?
Yep.
So she is not, when she talks about heal the leaders, she's not coming just from a ministry mindset or ministry perspective. It's all things leadership.
Yes.
Period. We had to be leaders and be confident in ourselves to go to the networking mixer to go up to people and introduce ourselves.
And not
tell
only
people
that, but making sure we also taught in the class how to establish your business successfully. So C Corp, S Corp, LLC, business bank account.
Listen.
All the way down to the marketing strategies and how to keep kingdom in your marketing strategy without Jesus everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so,
right. But it was so perfect.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was perfect because I feel like for me, I wasn't in ministry. I haven't been doing my business. I had to put it on hold when I was teaching. And so to be able to launch back into what I'm doing now, that class was so beneficial for me.
Wow.
I needed that because now it's like I have a different perspective. Yes, of course, I'm a believer. I'm going to do what God wants me to do. But it's another way to do it and a more excellent way to do it. And you kind of brought that. And before we kind of talk about more about the brunch, she's also into fashion, y'all. I have to segue. I am.
So, fun fact, I don't like talking about me at all.
This is why I'm her interviewer.
I don't.
Because, baby, she would have told you 3 or 4 things.
No, the thing is, I probably would always say, yeah, I'm in ministry.
Yeah.
And just kept it there. I guess, I don't know what you call it, humble pie. I don't know. But I do not like talking about me at all. But I do a lot of things.
You do.
I do.
So y'all be on the lookout for her because she's going to be launching some things in fashion.
I am.
And I'm super excited.
Yes.
This when I got to see the vision, I knew she was in fashion. I knew she could sew and create
I will kill a prom
and
dress
do all the things because you made a couple prom dresses for a couple girls in Tulsa, and you do that.
Things.
But when she let me see some of her vision of the clothes, y'all, I am blown away.
Yes.
I love fashion too, but baby, not at I can't even touch the level she's at. I'm like, girl, you got to do more of this as well.
I do.
Because the way her mind sees things and how you put things together, she was making an outfit, y'all, and she showed me the design. I'm like, this is stupid. This is insane.
Literally.
I'm looking how did you even come up with this concept? It's like bananas. That is an anointing as well.
I don't know. I don't know. I see things very differently. I will pull life out of anything.
Listen.
And create. I love to create. I will draw, paint, sculptures, photography. The only thing, do not ask me to sing. But if you ask me to go in the studio and help you make beats and stuff, I got you.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. When I do get married, my husband going to be very happy because when I tell you I'm a creative, you can bring me anything. I love repurposing furniture. Love antiques. I love all that stuff. You know. If you've been to my house, my dining room table is repurposed, and I literally
beautiful. It's
redid
gorgeous.
that thing. Yeah. But I love creating, and that's a simple thing. I just love to create.
Yeah, but that's also part of your gifting.
Yeah,
you are multifaceted.
Yeah,
I always
love hair, all of it.
Listen, everything, y'all. I tease. It's not too many people that I know. I talk to her, my husband, and my brother. These are people that have 10 gifts. Listen, I know my lane. God gave me about 4 of them. I'm gonna work all 4. I'm gonna work it to the fullest.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm around people that are just so multifaceted and so many things they do, and are so good at it. So it's just like I'm really honored to be able to have been a part of these first 3 episodes.
Absolutely.
To brag on you, to help you tell your story, because I feel like you are such a phenomenal person.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for people to get to know you, right? They're going to see you in the glory, because when you come to this conference, you're going to hear this woman preach. And she gonna lay hands on you. She gonna prophesy. You're gonna see her in all of that. But
Glory be to God.
but it's like it's so amazing to get to know a person. And to see, like, she is the most lovingest, most kindest person. I mean, when she say everybody eat.
And we not eating scraps.
You know, baby, she took us out. We did a photo shoot, y'all. She took us out and just loved on us.
Yes.
And just fed us good.
Yes.
And get at whatever you want on this menu. Like, that's your heart.
It is.
And she's such a giver. You know, and I've watched you just give, and I'm just excited for people to come alongside you in this season and pour into you.
Yes.
You know.
And I'm going to enjoy it.
Yes.
It was a time where I had a hard time receiving, because I had always been such a giver that I didn't know how to receive. But I've learned, but I'm also not bought by a gift.
Come on now.
So you have to use wisdom and discernment on
good.
who enters and exits your life at certain seasons and times.
Yeah.
But I'm very much so more open now.
Yeah.
Than I used to be. But it's the beauty of it, and that was one reason why Beyond the Pulpit was important, because a lot of people see the ministry leader me.
Yep.
And I will say, if I could say that honestly, that bugs me.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be just that person.
Right.
There's so much more to me than that.
Is.
I love being a mom.
Yes.
I am very silly.
She is a great mom. She has
very
2
silly.
Beautiful children. Yes. They good kids
Can't
too.
wait to go home to them now.
I know.
And what's funny is they gonna get on your nerves as soon as you walk in the door.
Right.
But then my babies.
That's right.
And they're my heartbeats. But I love to travel.
Yes.
I love to do all kind of things. But I still love ministry.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And I love that, you know, I love that you're doing this podcast, Behind the Pulpit. I mean, because, you know, there's so much more to ministry people.
Yeah.
We only see them as this one thing, and we put them in a box, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And I feel like having a podcast like this is able for you, number one, to be able to kind of talk more about relationships, goals, business, all kind of things outside of just ministry, but it allows other people in ministry to break out that box as well.
Absolutely. And just be yourself and without the title.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that's the thing too. And that's one thing that I'm a little afraid of for these young ministers coming up. And when I say young ministers, I mean these 30 on down. Yeah. Because if you move the title out of the way, they don't know who they are. Ooh. You know, they spend their teens and 20s preaching. You see most of them on live all day. Yeah. And that's their bread and butter. And not that they're not called to it, but if you take the title and the camera away, who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? That's it.
Who are you?
Because their identity has been in that.
What's your favorite color?
Listen.
What's your favorite food?
Wow.
You know, what are you gifted at? Not just called to, but do you like to build cars? You know, what is it about you that is part of the makeup of you? Yeah. Outside of the title. Yeah. You know, and that was one thing that I had to learn. Yeah. You know, like any other young leader. But, and I keep saying young leader. I think I'm over the hump now.
You over the hump.
I'm over the hump now. Yeah. So I'm grown out here.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm grown. You're a grown leader in these streets.
I'm grown, you know.
Listen. Yeah.
How old am I? I'll be 37 this year.
How you say how old am I?
I forgot. Yeah. I'll be 37 in August.
Nice,
you know? So it's an exciting time for me. Yeah. But I think that being in a healed place, I am actually truly excited. This is one of the best seasons of my life. And that's another part of the conference, and even doing the April 5th, the live brunch and all that stuff. Yeah. Is this year we're introducing the youth and young adults part of the conference. So Heal the Leaders isn't just for grown-ups.
Come on now.
Healing for the youth. And
because they're leaders in their right.
And
we have a lot of young leaders at our church
we got some powerful
that will preach you down,
prophesy,
pray the whole nine.
Listen,
and they need that.
Listen,
and here's the
my
thing.
mentee's coming up from Dallas.
Listen.
And her alone, she thought she was just going to kind of armor bear and serve. This baby, I look at her and I said, if I had the mentorship and the covering the way that you do, I would have probably at my age be way further. But I'm so excited to see who she's becoming.
Yes.
And I told her my job is to make sure you go further than me.
Yeah.
You know.
But
it's beautiful.
But I can see that because even the first episode, how you started ministry as a teenager.
Yes, I
so
have
that
a heart
makes
for young
sense
people.
for you to have that as part of your movement now.
Oh yeah,
you know?
It has to.
I mean, everything's connected.
Goal is to have a safe place of healing, deliverance for everybody.
Exactly.
And that's all I say. It's not a women's movement. It's not a women's conference. It's not a men's conference movement. But you'll always see men at the conference speaking and all of that as well, because even as women, I think that it's good to have a male voice.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Even as you're growing up, the presence of a male is different. Than a woman.
Yes, ma'am.
However, having the male presence there at the conference as well kind of debunks the it's a woman's thing.
Exactly.
So, and these are powerful men. And
powerful.
We got this whole lineup this year and I didn't even realize what God did, but we have a whole lineup of nothing but apostles.
Oh, Jesus.
And I didn't even know. So, listen, why are we talking about it? This is March the 25th, and I forgot to mention it the last episode, but we got March Madness going on for the Heal the Leaders Conference tickets where all youth registration is only $15 and adult registration is only $75.
Oh, baby, you need to get your ticket now.
While we're having March Madness, I don't know why I didn't mention it. I apologize, but listen, go purchase your tickets, register now.
Yes.
We have hotels, everything. Go to the website, www.pbfenterprise.org.
Get your ticket,
Everything you need to know, even the speakers, all the information is on there. Check it out. But while we have March Madness.
Yeah, this is the time to get your ticket.
Yes, please do. After March, the tickets do go back up to regular price. I believe the youth tickets are $25 and adults are $100.
Okay.
You can also do payment plans on the website as well.
So, nice. That's good.
We try to make sure that we meet the needs
and
of everybody.
And you have time to get it if you need to do the payment plan.
Absolutely. There's plenty of time.
But you got to be. I am encouraging you.
Yeah.
And urging you, if you're in the Tulsa area, we don't know if she's going to do the conference in Tulsa next year. We don't know that, but we know that it's here this year.
Yes, and this is the first time we've done it in one place twice, back to back.
Right. So definitely, I feel like that's God allowing Tulsa to jump on it.
Listen.
Come on, he didn't forget about us. Oklahoma.
Listen,
Oklahoma City,
from Oklahoma City.
Owasso, Jinx,
Muskogee,
Muskogee, Tahlequah.
Okmulgee. We have people coming down. Matter of fact, can we tell this testimony real quick? We had such a healing and deliverance, just so much freedom broke out at the last conference that to this day there are pastors that drive up from Wichita, Kansas every weekend to come to church where I come to church because they saw what God had done in me and through me, and then what God did for them at that conference.
Wow.
And it's something we talk about healing and deliverance even through the past couple of podcasts. But when you have people that knew who you were through the divorce, through the public embarrassment, through all the stuff, through the transition, through the healing, deliverance, and see who you are today, still love you, respect you, who you are in God and as a person because of how you carried yourself. And that's important. I'm going to say this. While you're healing and while you're going through deliverance and all that, it is so important to remain integral. Yes. Your character and integrity will speak for you when you're not even in the room.
That's good.
Because afterwards now, she looked at me as a testament and said, listen, I need to be wherever you at, and drives down every weekend 2.5 hours from Kansas to come to church to be poured into as a leader. And they're senior leaders of their own ministry.
Wow.
So listen, the movement, it's not about me, but God is changing lives and he's touching hearts again where a lot of people have forgotten or lost hope
That is correct.
even though I'm the one pouring out or I'm giving out in the community or all these things, that God still hears me.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And that's a real place for sometimes you to get to a point where you're giving, and you're
I'm
like,
telling you.
God, listen, I'm running out. I'm running
Listen.
on empty here. Here am I, Lord. It's me. I need the help. And then for you to get into a place, it doesn't matter. When I was in Texas, before the Lord transitioned me here.
You was driving, yeah.
I was driving from Texas all the way here. And let me say this. I did not want to live here. I don't like Oklahoma.
Dang.
Don't. But I'll say this.
I feel you. I'm from here, but I'm ready to go.
I said,
Lord
listen, I will be obedient to you telling me to go as long as you promise me that this is not home. And not that Oklahoma is just crazy. Not that Oklahoma is horrible. This ain't my permanent place. Okay?
Right.
Listen, but I understand why the Lord had me to come.
Yes, it.
And
That's
my
it.
obedience opened doors for me that I wasn't able to get for business in Texas. And I was making moves in Texas. I was featured in magazines. All kind of things were happening. But it wasn't until I got here that I realized this is where I need to be right now.
Exactly.
So your purpose place, your predestined place, your place of obedience and sacrifice is needed.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'm super excited, sis. This season, I'm telling you guys, you need to be at this conference.
Yes.
More importantly, we want to see you on April 5th.
Yes, for the Beyond the Pulpit Let's Talk Healing brunch and
book signing.
And listen, remember, it's free.
Yep.
We're going to be feeding you.
Yep, it's free.
I'm going to be signing a book for everyone to
How much is the book? So
the book is $25, okay?
Yep.
So while the event is free, we are asking if you would love to support. Go to the website, www.pbfenterprise.org, and go ahead and pre-order your book now.
Yes.
So that way when you get there, we'll be able to sign it.
Yep.
And get you your book in hand, okay?
That's it.
But listen, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So for the month of April, we have the in-person April 5th, Beyond the Pulpit, Let's Talk Healing in person and book signing. And then we have 2 more in podcast episodes in April.
Yeah.
We're going to be dealing with friendships and why kingdom friendship is so important and why it's so fought against amongst Black women.
Yes.
And in the church.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited that Toya joined me here as our guest interviewer, and she's going to come back at the end of April to be a part of the relationship and friendship talk, along with one of my closest friends, my sister. But listen, tune in to the next podcast, but come in person. Like I said, it's a free event if you're local. If not, we will catch you April the 15th with Beyond the Pulpit with Brittine'y for our relationship and friendship conversation. Let's get real, let's get raw, but let's get healed. Love you guys.
See ya.